Good morning, everybody. I am back with my friend Marta, and we are going to talk about more business building. This is something that Marta and I have been talking through. We've been working on a plan of our own and helping each other and masterminding some of this. And this is something that we wanted to share with you because we know that if you are an iridologist out there, if you're a naturopathic practitioner, if you are a foot reflexologist, if you're a massage therapist, you do need that help as well to promote yourself. So, anybody in the natural health field could benefit from this chat that she and I are having because we are bouncing ideas off of each other and looking to help each other and direct each other and what sounds good, what doesn't sound good, and kind of talking through it. So I hope you watched part one. I know it was about 45 minutes long. It's a lot to pay attention to, but I do believe that there was some good advice in there that would help you as far as making a connection with a local health food store or local people in your area, right? Do you think that, Marta, that you need to get out there and meet people and shake hands and talk to people, network?
You do, and I personally have
You've
problem
been
with that. So,
yes.
but that's how it goes.
Yeah.
You have to break that barrier and
Mhm.
just take that leap.
And for some people, it's easier to do than others. Now, people that are flower personalities, and they generally don't mind stepping out there and shaking hands and meeting people and exposing themselves.
Hmm.
But for the rest of us that are maybe shaker jewels
Yeah,
or stream jewels, we may have a little bit more difficulty
yeah,
pushing ourselves out there. That's
absolutely.
Yeah, and
But
you and I
also,
are
I
both
I,
shakers.
I feel like it's do it once,
Yeah.
do it again, and then it kind of starts to flow.
Yes.
So, um, I'm getting there. I'll
Yeah.
get there.
It tends to feel more natural the more you do that. Okay.
Absolutely. Like with
But
everything, right?
yeah,
It was scary at
absolutely.
first.
Absolutely. So we talked about last week, or week before last, we talked about having people in your home if you have a home based business. How do you feel about that? Strangers in the home. I believe we talked about, again, stepping out, meeting people in your community, because chances are you're going to refer them if it's a chiropractor, massage therapist, health food store, whatever. We talked about
Yes.
that. We talked about too about charging for your expertise, charging about where you are in the city. If you're right in the big city limits, if you're outside of the city limits or more urban, you need to charge accordingly. What do you charge virtually?
Hmm.
Is it different than in person? Those are factors to think about. Um, I can't recall. I think we talked a little bit about promoting ourselves on social media, Facebook, Instagram, things
It,
like
it
that.
seems it seems like that's one of the easiest, but at the same time hardest ways to get noticed because
Mhm,
there's just so much information out there.
mhm,
But it doesn't cost gas. It takes time.
mhm,
But like everything.
mhm,
But it seems like especially if your goal is to reach younger, between let's say 20 and 50. I think a lot of people just scroll up and down and they use that way to communicate and entertain or learn. And I think that's the way to go, but it's a process
mhm,
and it's something to learn how to do, and not everybody can do it.
mhm, mhm,
But I'm trying to break that barrier for myself because I'm just so not interested.
mhm,
I'm more face to face,
mhm,
go out there, I'm thinking, but it seems like it might be actually the other way
mhm.
with how busy we are, you know?
I'm on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, and I've got a niece. I've got I've got nieces and nephews in their 20s. And I've heard from several of them say, well, TikTok is the way to go. Snapchat would be the way to go. I don't feel so comfortable about Snapchat because it's short and it's gone.
Right.
So it's not enough to explain really anything. And then what? It's only up for what, 24 hours or and it's out.
Yeah.
TikTok does not feel professional to me. Now, maybe it feels professional to someone else. I'm not going to knock TikTok. That kind of sounded funny. I'm not going to knock TikTok, but it doesn't feel right for me
Yeah.
because I don't know, it doesn't feel professional to me.
Right.
Okay. So I feel like Facebook feels more professional. I even feel like Instagram feels more professional. And I believe I mentioned when we spoke last, I've got a website and no one would know how to find me if I did not promote that website. And
Definitely.
I
And
don't.
it seems that what might be a tool to for people to find you,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
So that
So
might be
when you have a website, and that's going to cost, so you've got to factor that in. If you're going to
yes.
build that out yourself, you want to think about every aspect of building that out, from your logo, your background. What are you going to put in it? Are you going to sell? Are you going to put classes on there? Are you going to um, help promote other people around you and hope that they help promote you on their website?
Mhm.
So there's a lot of factors to think about. And I put some videos on mine. I put my products are pretty much books and classes. I don't sell products anymore. I don't have a health food store anymore, so I don't sell any products. But I do sell my services.
Right.
And you have to be descriptive
Hmm.
of those services. You have to fill in those blanks, how much time you're going to spend with that client, what that cost is going to be, and what does that look like for them, because when they're reading about that, they really want to read that you can help them. Or what is this book about? If I'm going
Yes.
to spend $100 or more on a textbook that you've
Right.
written, what's in it for me?
Right.
I need to know that it's going to be thorough. So I don't really promote that unless I need to, or if I'm wanting to, or promoting a class. I know not everybody's in that position, but when you start to do that, and this is for you, if you ever start to do that, you're going to have what they refer to as SEO, and that's work. There's people that make a living just writing SEO for you, and SEO stands for search engine optimization.
Yes.
And those are those fancy little words like you help me with taglines or tags,
Hashtags. Yeah.
hashtags. Yeah, that's those little words that are going to elevate you to the top of the Google
Yes.
page. So you need to
Um,
know what you're going to call yourself.
when I first attempted, I asked a friend, like she's some sort of influencer, I suppose. Um, that's not the word, but she was more into that than that. I completely had no idea how to do it. And she gave me little pointers, like, okay, so you want to use words that you don't want to use just words that are popular or whatever, because it will throw you off. If your video or your content is not connected to exactly what you're promoting, it's not gonna work. And also you there, like for example, holistic health. That's a very popular um words to use, and you're gonna be in line for, I don't know, 100,000 people use that hashtag. So
Yep.
you want to
Yep.
use less popular
Mm-hmm.
uh hashtags,
Mm-hmm.
so you will get bumped up. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I had no idea that
Mm-hmm.
it worked like that.
Mm-hmm.
So even because paying for services like that, it adds up,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So reaching out to your friends or even your kids
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is helpful
Mm-hmm.
with little informations like that, because I
Mm-hmm.
I, I had no idea
Right. Right.
that it works like that. So
And it's the same for
um
YouTube. So if you have a YouTube page, which YouTube, and listen, YouTube is free. So I would strongly suggest using that as a viable option for finding you. If you know, like I do that with Iridology Fusion, I do that with Iridology around the world. You still have to type those words in to help people find you. Yes, your title, Iridology around the world. That's what I call myself. That's what I'm known by.
yeah,
Um, but I have to put other things out there. And just like you said, health and wellness or holistic health is a dumping ground
yeah,
for everything, everything.
exactly.
So we've got to be creative. One of the things that I wrote down here, I'm going to look down to read some of this off the paper. Of course, iridology. If you're an iridologist, you've got to put that on your
Yeah.
SEO. You've got to put that.
For
Alternative health.
myself, where I was because I wanted more local
Mm-hmm.
attention, where now I'm expanding my thinking where we can do this online, but I wanted to start with face to face, and I want people come to me. And so I would include my city, or something that connects me to the city that I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. That's good because you're in a hot city. You're in a hot hopping city, literally. Um, just like you said, though, alternative health, natural health, those are dumping ground words. But if you can say natural health coach, holistic health coach, holistic
Mhm.
health practitioner, if you are truly a practitioner, nutrition, okay, that's a dumping ground.
Yeah,
Anybody can say that they help somebody. Nutritional consult, natural health consult.
yeah.
I don't believe that we can use the word counselors unless we truly are certified as a counselor. But for you to just talk to someone about natural health,
Hmm.
about how good goat's milk is for the body, or how certain types of staying away from certain dairies are beneficial
Hmm.
to the system for someone's health. um, Herbal consult, herbal coach, those kind of words stand
Yeah,
out. Homeopathy, uh, not everybody does homeopathic solutions.
right.
If you do, you need to be talking about that because let me tell you,
Absolutely.
it's hot. People are looking for someone that can give them guidance, counsel, and help them with that. Um, I know from myself, I've used essential oil consultation. I use that. Um, Behavioral iridology, because I do that. I do personality iridology. So that stands out. I do birth order, and that is a form of psychology. And
Hmm.
most people say, what is birth order? And once they try it, they get it. They understand it. So I sell myself as that as well. Now, more of a specialty field would be animal iridology. And back in the day, and I haven't done this in a long time, it's probably been 10 years since I've done this, I did equine iridology. So I would put on my jeans and my boots and I would traipse out to a barn and I would meet somebody out there with their horses. And I'd take my flashlight and sometimes just a looking glass or a camera, maybe a camera, if I could get a camera close to the horse, which sometimes I could, and always a step stool because I'm too short. So I have to get up on a step stool to see that horse. But you know what? Equine iridology, if you do that, that stands out.
Yes.
And people are looking for that. Okay. So anything that you do, if you look at dogs or cats, by all means, put that out there.
And honestly, I want to know more. Just by us talking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, yes. I want
Mm-hmm,
to know more.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, how
Everything
many?
that is associated with that.
Yeah.
Um, Books, classes, guest speaking. Now, think about that for a minute. If you know iridology and you're building a business and someone is having a networking hour or somebody is promoting local independent business owners, put your butt out there and sign up for that. And, they're probably going to ask you to only speak maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes
Yeah.
tops. Take your props with you, take pictures of eyes, and,
Hmm.
so people can see them. And talk to them just about the color of the eye. If you just did, something simple as color constitution
Right.
and help people understand it from that way. But we, as naturopathic people, especially iridologists, because it is an ancient science, and people hear it and they go, "What? I've never heard of that before."
Yeah.
Well, it's an ancient science. I don't expect you to have heard of it. I didn't hear about it either till I heard about it. Uh, you know, we've got to talk about it. We can't just kind of keep it under an umbrella. We can't keep it to ourselves. If you want to be a successful iridologist, you've got to talk about it.
Talk
You've
about it.
got to use your social media. You've got to promote it, but you have to figure out which social media platform is going to work for you.
Exactly. And um, I personally love YouTube. I use YouTube to watch even podcasts.
Uh-huh.
And it's I love it.
Uh-huh.
And but it seems like, oh, that's old. Nobody uses that. Well, people do use YouTube to
Uh-huh.
watch videos. And that's another tool for sure.
You've got to talk about your services too. That needs to go into that SEO tag. So if
Hmm.
you do live blood cell analysis, if you do foot reflexology, if you do energy work, if you do Reiki, if you do muscle testing, kinesiology, if you do that, you need to say that on there. And listen, there's a lot of people I know that are wonderful kinesiologists. They do great energy work. They do muscle testing. Um, a lot of people don't know what that is. A lot of people look at that and think, "Oh, that's just a bunch of quackery. That's that's a bunch of hocus pocus that you're doing."
Yeah,
They don't understand it till they experience it. You know,
right.
if you do it though, and you do it well, and you've been successful with it, push it out there, get it out there, so that people can find you and see you. And there's ways to do this that it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. Now,
And for a beginner, that's
oh,
important.
it's very important, very
Hmm.
important. Um, I'm going to go back to that website and talk to you about the website for a minute, because I've had quotes as little as $1,200 up to $3,000 to put websites together. Well, I don't know about you. I don't just have $1,200 to $3,000 sitting around burning a hole in my pocket and
Yeah,
saying, "Oh, I got to spend this today
yeah,
and spend it on that." Now that is a valid investment, and yes, you can use that on a tax deduction because it is a business
right.
expense, but it still has to be paid for first. You just
Absolutely.
can't wish it
And
into
setting
being
up a website is not costly, but it does require
time.
a little investment. It all depends what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and these days, again, it depends how savvy you are with computers and all that. You can do it all on your own.
Mm-hmm.
These days, you can use Instagram or whatever and find a tutorial how to put it all together. And this way it's cheaper. I asked a friend for a favor and he helped me out. Otherwise, I'll be still working on it.
My website, I was very, very lucky that when I found that, my nephew, who was 20 years old at the time, he said, "Why aren't you using Wix.com?" I said, what is Wix.com? He said, you can build it yourself. And he said, it's a free platform. Whatever you add to it is what you will pay for. So, yes, they have that groundwork free platform. That's to get your domain name out. That is
Mhm.
to have like one or two pages. Well, I don't know about you, but I need more than one or two pages because I've got books, I've got
Yeah.
classes.
Yeah.
It's going to give you a calendar where you can, put that up there. But each page that you put into that platform
Hmm.
will cost you. But when it was all said and done, it cost about $600. That's not bad. Now it took
Mine
time.
mine was a little cheaper. Um, I want to say for a whole year, I think my first year it was like 300 something, and plus the domain, plus little things. So it was a little cheaper, and it really depends what your demand is.
Mhm, mhm. And
Mhm.
my demand was that it would house my sales so
Mhm.
that if somebody did order a book, it sends me an instant email into my business email that I have that I can fulfill that. It
Mhm.
takes care of the money for me. It just drops it right into the bank. So there's a lot of things that I don't have to do. I don't have to
Mhm.
chase down a lot of things. I
Mhm.
don't have to I don't have to spend a lot of time with it. And that $600 a year suits me.
Yeah.
It suits me. But I had to sit down and I had to build that out. So that's another place that when you want to put yourself out there, how much time are you willing to invest in yourself?
Right.
Now, I know people that spend about 3 hours a day every day because it is their business to do. And you do have to be very disciplined for that. So if
It's true.
if you can hire somebody, fine. If you can't,
Yes. Again, but that's the cost.
that's all right.
Otherwise, you have to do it yourself, and that's the problem with most people, that they don't have the time
That's
or
right.
the skills, because if you have the skills, it will probably take you, a couple hours. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're someone like me who has no idea
Mm-hmm.
yet
Mm-hmm.
what they're doing, and so at first it will take longer
Mm-hmm.
until you figure out your routine
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and the way you want it to look like.
Mm-hmm. When I had my health food store, we looked at bringing someone in to do SEO work, social media work, promoting our store, looking at our e-commerce page
Hmm.
to make sure that it was, we were putting new products in. It was That was 7 years ago. It was $95 an hour.
Yeah, it
Ouch.
is a little expensive, but you don't have to do it for a long time. You can do it
That's right.
for let's say 3 months or 6 months, and to gain the exposure, the followers, or whatever you're
Mm-hmm.
looking for, and then move on to
Mm-hmm.
something else.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't have to be thing that you're gonna do for extended period of time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was going to need it for an extended period of time because my focus was on my wellness center.
Hmm.
So I needed somebody that could promote the wellness center and
Hmm.
let me do the work in the wellness center, and then they promote me. And that's
Yeah.
that's where I was going with that. But there's a lot to think about when you put your own business together. There's a lot to think about when you step out and promote yourself. There's a lot to think about your choice in platforms that you want to use. How willing are you to step out in public and meet with people? You have to think about so many things. We talked, I know, last time about even insurance. We talked about having people in your home. Um, One of the things, and I'm looking down here to um, see, is are you willing to carry inventory
Yes.
in your home office?
Yeah.
I mean, how's that going to look?
I personally don't have much. I have things mostly that I use and I can recommend it because I've used it and I know it works, or I can I have access to it because I'm a practitioner, so I have access to certain brand. And this way you don't have to have inventory, but you have an account, and whatever client you have and they have certain needs, you can literally order things for them and have it shipped to their house. They don't
Mhm,
have to buy it right there.
mhm.
Um, you don't want to. I mean, it can work either way. If you just tell them, oh, buy this and this from this brand, if they don't do it right there, it might evaporate and like, ah, no. So you want to consider that part,
Mhm,
that if you have either way of ordering it right there or have the inventory on hand, that would be better instead of just recommending something, a brand or a product, and then they either buy it or if they don't.
mhm, mhm. And I do, I have a few things on my shelf. I'm a practitioner as well, so I carry a practitioner's line. There's an herbal company called Nature's Sunshine that I have been with for 30
Mhm.
years. It's who I love for herbs. It's who I refer. It's what I take and what I like. So that's definitely what I'm going to propose to my clients or suggest are the things that I like and the things that I see work well. I do carry Young Living oils.
Mhm.
Um, I do have to mark them up if I'm going to retail those to clients, but what I
Mhm.
would rather they do is sign up. You know,
And do it yourself. Yep.
you know what? You don't have to buy these little kits anymore. Used to, you'd have to buy $100 kit or $125 kit, and it comes with this and this and this and all these different oils, and you can try.
Hmm.
It's not like that anymore.
Anymore.
You
Mm-mm.
order what you want. I don't care what you buy. You
Yeah.
you buy it, but you're going to buy it the same price I'm going to buy it. You don't have to pay me that little bit of a markup. I'm paying
Yeah.
a little bit of a markup plus the shipping. So there's ways of doing this, getting the best quality product, saving you some money so that you don't, have to spend extra because I have to carry it on the shelf. There's ways around some of that stuff, but I want to have enough of things on hand
Hmm.
that at least I can show somebody. If they don't buy it from me, that's okay. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I can show you these are the ingredients and this is what I would suggest
Yeah.
you start with, or because it's going to do A, B, and C for you.
Right. Especially that there are so many brands out there, and most of them I believe that they're full of it. And and with practitioners who are using the products, and yeah, it is their passive income, right? I mean, why not, right? But I personally, when I use a certain brand, I use it. I'm not going to use
Right.
something that is not working.
Right.
So testimonial like that, I think, is important as well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And for the practitioner, when we see a client, that's where our money is made.
Yeah.
Our money is not made in selling product. So
Mhm.
whether I suggest a product to them, or if I suggest a food, or if I suggest another alternative therapy, I've not made any money off that. That's not why I'm here, is to make money off of selling somebody else's service or selling a bunch of other products. That's not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is to guide you and help you understand by looking in your eyes genetic issues that I may see that could be triggered now, and to help you improve and build up on a body system. That's my whole focus as an iridologist, to do that. Same thing if I'm doing foot reflexology. If I'm working with your feet and I feel things in your feet and I
Yeah.
talk to you about those, same thing. Doesn't matter if it's the eyes or the feet, it's the same thing. We're kind of all doing the same thing, and that's
Mhm.
that's helping our client. That's where we make our money. Now, one of the places that I really focus on where I'm a little bit different from you is because I'm an instructor, I'm pushing classes. You
Yeah.
know, I'm pushing tutoring classes, I'm pushing birth order classes, I'm pushing cranial nerve and muscle mapping classes, I'm pushing level 1 and 2, level 3. I mean, I've got a whole list of just private classes that people can take to
Hmm.
learn advancement. That's what I
Yes.
love doing. I still love seeing clients, just like you love seeing clients, but I
Yes.
really have fun teaching. And if I teach over a long period of time, I've not made a whole lot of money, but I've
Right.
enjoyed what I've done and I've helped somebody in return.
Yes.
The biggest money maker,
And
I think, for us is those one-on-one sessions.
absolutely. That's why I love it because it's just so insightful and I can see what I see, but when I'm speaking with you who has 20 something years of experience, I don't see everything yet. And so every time, every client is a you know, learning experience for me as well.
Mhm.
I was gonna say something and I forgot.
That's okay. That's
Oh,
okay. Go
I
ahead.
remember. Continuous education.
Mm.
I don't know if you remember that when I finished my certification, I was like, I need more because there's just so much, and ideology is just so deep, and there's just so much that continuing to explore and taking new classes and even watching recordings. Um, it's important because every client is different, has a different set of issues, background. Everything is different. It could be very similar eye,
Mhm.
and it's going to be a completely different resolution.
Mhm. You
So,
know, I often wondered that when I would go to a doctor, just to go see a doctor, get a checkup, or they would say, well, you know what, this is out of balance. I think you need this. And then you talk to somebody and they say, well, my doctor prescribed that too. Oh, my doctor prescribed the same thing. Oh, it'd be the same thing. And you find out you've talked to 4 or 5 different people. Now, the key word there I just said is different people. We
yeah,
all have different blood types. We all have different color eyes. We are all different body shapes and sizes, but yet that doctor prescribed the same thing.
yeah,
And I've looked back at my clients that I have suggested, will take this and take this and take this. I might suggest that all of my clients take digestive enzymes, but you know what? Every one of those digestive enzymes that I suggest is going to be different from the next.
right,
This client needs this type of digestive enzyme. This client needs this type of digestive
yeah,
enzyme. It's the same for herbs for the intestines. I'm
yeah,
not going to prescribe, or I'm not going to prescribe, period. I'm not going to suggest they take the same one and that person takes the same one and that person takes, because all body types and sizes and blood types are different. So
I
when I
agree.
make a suggestion, not a prescription, but when I make a suggestion, you better believe it's going to be different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Um,
That's something to think about.
that's true.
Yep. And then, two, I want to talk about, again, this is kind of putting yourself out there. One of the things that I've seen really beneficial, and I think I talked about this last time we did this, was herbal hours, where you have an hour that you promote several herbs. You could do 1 or 2 herbs. I could talk about some herbs for an hour.
Yeah.
I could talk about digestive enzymes for probably 2 hours. But it's spending that time free. A lot of times these are free. I mean, you're throwing some honey out there.
Yeah.
You want the bees to come to you and listen
Yeah.
to you. So you lay the flowers, lay the honey out there. Talk about the benefit of a particular herb. Talk about the benefit of iridology. Talk about the benefit of these essential oils and how they have a medicinal property to them.
Whatever it is, whether it's essential oils or I have food baths,
Hmm.
detox food baths,
Hmm.
or infrared sauna.
Hmm.
This is great.
Hmm.
And there are so many mixed informations about it out there. And yeah, talking about your experience and what you know about it in your own
Hmm.
words and promoting it that way.
Hmm.
Definitely that's
Hmm.
that's what you just said.
hmm I've watched some of the other iridology instructors. I follow them on Instagram. I follow them on Facebook. I've watched some of the things that they've promoted themselves, and I was like, wow, you just blew me away.
Hmm.
I don't want to copy that. I
Hmm.
don't want to come behind you and do the same thing you're doing, but you gave me a thought or you gave me a direction. Now I can promote that and put my spin on it, put my talent to it, put my spin on it, and approach my clients or my potential audience. That's the key here is finding your audience. How do you use your voice? How do you use your platform? How do you use the tools that are innate to you to
Yeah.
reach people that don't understand what we do, but want to? They
Yeah.
want to understand it, but they're kind of like, I can't get past allopathic medicine.
Yeah.
How is naturopathic medicine or naturopathic practices, especially ancient ones, how's that going to help me?
Yeah.
We've got to get creative as iridologists um, to put this all in place. So I think the more we know, the more we grow, of course.
For sure.
The more we share shows how much we care. You know, there's so many things that I've done, no charge,
Hmm.
free. And I do that because of the love of this business. It's
For
what I
sure.
love.
um One of colleagues that I have, she has a completely different business, and she does kind of a volunteer work in a way because she helps cancer patients, uh like she does eyebrows and microblading, whatever. And I don't know exactly how she does it, but she will for sure have a client who's going through a very difficult time and it's like, I'll do this for for you. I don't know exactly how it, whether they pay for the product and then she just gives them her service for free. It doesn't matter, but it makes you feel good because you did
Mhm,
something good.
mhm,
You gave back,
mhm,
and also, you're promoting your
mhm,
business that way.
mhm,
So doing things like that, giving pointers to people, helping in your community, because if you find that one person will tell three other people, and those three other people will
mhm,
tell
mhm,
other people.
mhm,
So doing things for free, but in a way where you just give back. Um, I think it's
mhm.
great to option as well.
When I was on the board of directors with IPA, um, it was during was I was vice president, I believe, at the time. We talked about giving back to the iridology community, exclusive to the iridology community. And we came up with the idea of doing a one time a year summit. I believe
Hmm.
that summit is coming up very soon, actually, for IPA. So I'm going to give IPA a healthy plug here, and I'm happy to do it because the people that speak at that IPA summit, they don't ask for a nickel to do it, and IPA is
Hmm.
not asking you for any money to do it, to watch it,
Hmm.
and to learn.
Yeah.
Now, it is what, six or seven speakers that we have come on in the course of maybe 2 days. It's well planned, it is well thought, it is good knowledge. It is to benefit people within the IPA community or the iridology community worldwide.
Yeah.
Worldwide, it reaches people. Listen, when we first started, I think the first year we did it, I think we were really excited that we had about 80 or 90 people. We were just almost doing cartwheels over that. Over time, when people found out it was free and how many people were speaking, and
Yeah.
they could gain insight and information on iridology and blah, 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 everything that they wanted to know. Listen, that thing kept creeping up. When we got to 300, we were excited. And then it reached 700 people.
Yeah.
We were excited. Then it's reached 900 people. And now that summit is just on fire. So it is so important
But
that
it
we give
but
back.
there was a the thought was there first,
Yeah,
right? So
you have to have the thought.
because the problem is, I think, partially is that we think of the end, the tip of
Mm-hmm.
the success, the tip of the
Mm-hmm.
mountain, but we don't talk about or think about like, well, yes, but they got there somehow.
Mm-hmm.
They it was work.
Yeah,
It was the time that people took out of their day, and it's a process. You don't just get there.
that's right. That's right. You just don't wake up some morning and whoop, you just appear there. So it's a lot of work. It's worth it. And this too, I'll put this out there for you too. And I do this every Christmas. From Thanksgiving to the first of the year, I drop my price. I drop my price because people still need help through the holidays. And I know that money is tight. And when I see you virtually, I want to lower that price. I cut my price in half to see you and to spend time with you, only because I know that you're spending money in other directions. I have to pay a charge for my time because my time is actually worth something.
Absolutely.
But I want people that are watching their monies, but know that they still need help.
Yeah,
I want them to see me through those holiday times and know that, you know what, I'm still here for you. I can still help you. Because I think that's when people tend to hold their money back is during holiday times. And
for sure.
they think, oh, I'll just wait till first of the year. I'll just make it
Yeah,
to first of the year.
and they think of themselves last.
Yes, they do. There's people out there that I've got to buy this particular toy for my child, so I'm
Yeah,
going to do without.
for
I,
sure.
I don't want you to think that way, but you will think that way. I can't stop you from thinking that
I
way.
do the same thing for my family as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. So, I've still got to make a living one way or the other, but I want to make it easier for people to see me. That does not mean I'm going to give you a lower quality
oh, for sure.
session just because I lowered my price. I'm going to give you the same thing I always give you, but I just want to try to help people out.
Someone told me very important, and it's just a word. It's just a word. It doesn't matter, right? Someone told me, what do you need to remember when you want to do a discount or whatever? Don't use discount.
Oh, right,
Don't use that word.
right.
Say promotional price
Yes, yes.
or a promotion or a special.
Mm-hmm,
You don't want to
mm-hmm.
use that low vibration
Yep.
word.
Low vibrations
And
are
and
good,
yeah,
good
and I'm
things.
like,
Yep,
so easy,
yep,
so easy, right?
yep. And you don't want to say cheap because
Neither.
that lessens the quality of what you're going to do. So you don't want to use
Yeah,
cheap. I want to maybe minimize my price a bit,
yeah,
but still give you excellent quality at just the same. Just the same.
yeah.
You know what? We've done it again. We've done it again. I hope that we have reached people and helped them and kind of opened their mind or given them some things to think about, little tools that they can
Yeah.
use. I don't know. I hope. That's all
I
I can
hope
do is hope.
that's all we can do.
Yeah, yeah, we're going to keep working. So you know what? We're going to keep bringing some little shorts like this.
Mhm.
I know I say shorts, and we just went probably another 40 minutes, but that's okay. it's okay
Yeah.
for us to put this out there, help people think about this because there's newbies out there that are like, I want to start a practice, but how do I get my foot through the door? What are some of the things I do need to think about? There's people out there that have been doing this for a year, maybe in a health food store that would like to maybe move it to a professional office or move it home. Hopefully, we're giving them some things to chew on. I
Absolutely.
hope. That's all I can do is hope. Yep. All right. We'll do this again. And so I thank you, as always, for helping me out
Thank
on
you.
this. And I wish everybody a good day.
This was great. This was fun. Again,
Thank you.
thank you.